What's up, best friends? It's your girl Q back from Blessed to Be a Blessing. Thank you for joining my channel tonight where we are blessed to be a blessing. So, of course, as you can see by the title, we are going to talk about BMF episode 5. Yo, your boy Meech has completely lost his mind, y'all. So, basically, Meech kidnapped Lamar's daughter with the chick that Meech was going with before Lamar got released from the hospital. So the reason he kidnapped the girl is because he trying to get his dope bag. You know, last week, Lamar stole his stash. So Meech, who's always quick on his feet with the thinking, he's like, I got to come up with a plan. And he let Terry know, like, you probably not going to like this. I'm not even sure if I like it myself. But, he had to get that dope back because it was either get the dope back or kill Lamar, which he didn't want to kill Lamar because that was going to bring more heat because of what B. Mickey, and excuse me, from last week I called him Big Mickey, but the dude that's the foot soldier for Meech, his name is B. Mickey, the one who killed that guy a couple episodes back. Well, he was just saying, Meech was just trying to let Terry know, hey, we can't just kill Lamar because that heat is already coming back to me because of what B. Mickey did. Because Terry like, yo, I'm sick of this. He not comfortable with trying to kidnap that little girl. So, boom, Meech picked the little girl up from school, and of course she knows Meech, so she like, "Hey, Uncle Meech." So he played it off like, "Yeah, your mama told me to pick you up. She busy, so you gonna hang out with me today," basically, right? So little girl didn't know that Lamar and his baby mom had already planned for Lamar to pick the little girl up because Lamar like, I really want to be a dad and all of this. And so he was supposed to not be late, but because he was late, Meech got to the little girl first. So boom, he get the little girl. He riding her in the car with him and everything. So of course, like I said, Terry, he's not really in agreement with that, because now that's kidnapping. They already got a murder from the other week. Things are just getting real, real messy in this dope game for them. So what he did was he took the little girl to Kato's house and was like, Kato, yo, y'all, you gotta watch her. So Kato like, I don't have no kids, I don't know nothing about keeping no kids. She didn't, of course she was not comfortable with it because what Meech and Terry don't know yet is that Kato is the little inside snitch, the mole who's running, telling all their business to Lamar. If it wasn't for her telling Lamar where the stash was, Lamar would have never stole the stash. They would have never had to kidnap the little girl to try to get the stash back. So I think it's real interesting just watching this whole thing unfold. But old girl was a little bit shaky tonight because it was about to be going down. Because if she got busted, I don't know what Meech and Terry gonna do to her. They not no murderers thus far. We haven't seen them kill anybody. But like Terry mentioned to Meech, like, yo, I'm not good with this. All the stuff we doing, we're not killing people ourselves, but people are coming up dead. So now I'm personally concerned about Kato because if Lamar don't kill her, I don't know if Meech or Terry will kill her, but what she's doing is real, real, real dirty. You know what I mean? It's really creating a lot of drama within the crew, within the 50 boys. So I don't know how that's gonna pan out, honestly, y'all. But anyway, Lamar, he ain't really stupid either. So he called her and he like, yo, he called her like, what, you got somebody over there with you? Cause she was talking funny. And she like, no, no, no. He like, what's up with my little girl? You know where my daughter at? And she's like, I swear they ain't tell me nothing. I don't know nothing about it. They ain't tell me nothing. So she trying to play it off because she had to run to another room and talk to him because Meech and Terry, they were there, and she couldn't let it be known that they was there right at that moment and definitely couldn't let them know that it was Lamar calling her. So boom, moving on to Terry's story. So Terry, he's got the lawyer. They trying to fight the hospital about messing up his eye and everything. So They had like a little, I don't know what you want to call it. It wasn't in a courtroom, but it was like him, his parents, his lawyer, and then like the hospital and their lawyers. And they were just talking about it because the hospital, like, look, we trying to settle out of court for 25 grand. And so um Terry and his mom, they don't want to do that. They feel like Terry, in his words, he wants to get justice. And the mom is like, that ain't worth it, because this is going to be something that's going to affect him the rest of his life, which is true because his vision's basically going to be messed up the rest of his life. Well, y'all, the hospital attorneys got real slick. They like, well, didn't you ask if you wanted, if we could let you, if the hospital would let you leave out early against their recommendation. So his lawyer was like, don't say that, don't answer that. So Terry was mostly just like, I don't remember. She was like, don't answer nothing unless you absolutely know it's for sure. Don't answer nothing that somebody told you happened, because they brought up the fact that he got up and tried to leave early and fell and injured himself. So in the way they trying to present their case is like, you could have damaged your vision even worse because you were trying to leave against hospital recommendations. And so Terry like, well, I was just trying to go find my brother. Like, Terry, sit down. Just sit down, because you messing the situation up worse. But they dug even deeper. They had pictures of him and Meech and they Benz with they fat gold chains on and everything. So the attorney was like, so where does your dad work? He like, oh, he worked for the hospital, and he worked for, like, I think he said one of the car plants or something like that. He's like, where does your mom work? He's like, oh, she works for Wendy's. He's like, okay, so y'all live with y'all parents, they working these jobs, and y'all riding around in $30,000 Benzes. So boom, even Meech was like, look, Terry, man, just let it go. Just go ahead and take the little settlement, because this is getting ready to bring too much attention to us right now. It's putting us under a microscope. And which is true, because they're going to keep digging and digging and digging. If they take it to court, let a jury judge it, or, man, come on now. Little black boy done got shot. They don't even know how he got shot. They assuming it's from drug affiliation. Look at the pictures of their lifestyle. Their parents are regular blue collar working people. Like, where you coming up with this money? It's no chance they gonna win it. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out. What decisions they're gonna make. I really believe that they are going to go ahead and settle, because even the dad is like, look, let's go ahead and just settle. He like $25,000. That's a lot of money. We could do it with $25,000. But you know somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody made a point and was like, man, come on, that $25,000, the boys Terry and me, they making that in a day. Okay, probably in a couple minutes. Like that's really nothing. So Terry's more on the, I want justice. Like, dude, you're gonna have to leave justice alone. Like, and just look at what's really happening here. You are a drug dealer. You are one of the biggest drug dealers in Detroit at this time. So you can't be trying to fight up against the hospital. Like, how much money do he think he gonna win? I think the situation with Terry is that he's basically in Meech's shadow. He wants to try to set something up for himself, because even his baby mom was like, she feeling like, just take the $25,000. That's still your money. That's something you did on your own. So I think that's what is bothering Terry. Like, I want to kind of like make my own way instead of riding off of Meech or riding in his shadow. But he's kind of doing that because he's got that little, hookup with Big L, they new plug. And speaking of the new plug, Pat is pissed about it. Yo, Meech came to him and he like, oh, you want to re-up? He thinking Meech want to re-up. Meech was like, no, I just came to let you know, I don't, I'm not gonna need nothing else from you. He like, oh, you done got you a new plug. That's what you did. You got you a new plug. He just started going off. And so Meech like, look, I look up to you. You like a father to me. You taught me everything I know in the game and everything. Man, y'all know Pat had the nerve to punch him in the stomach. Like, he like, nah, that's it. It's over with. You dead. You dead to me. He was done. I think he was more hurt because like he said, he pretty much raised them boys up in a dope game, knowing them since they was little peewees. They started off selling for him, and they done grew bigger than him. And a couple of episodes ago, he was talking about putting his foot on their neck. Well, that didn't work, okay, because they done eased up from under his foot, and they are really making moves. So he done got desperate. So now he went to Detective Bryant, which is played by Steve Harris. I was telling y'all about that last week. I couldn't remember his name on the show, but it's Detective Bryant, played by Steve Harris, and Pat is played by Wood Harris. So these two guys are actually brothers in real life. So this scene that you're looking at right here with in the barbershop, in Pat's barbershop, with them two talking, is where Pat basically was like, look, let me go ahead and run a little deal with you. And so, Detective Brian, like, I ain't never known you to be no snitch. Like, what you want, basically. And so Pat is trying to get Detective Bryant to start working for him. He want him to leave Meech and start working for him. He like, yo, I'll pay you way more than what Meech giving you, which we all know that's a lie, because we found out last week that Pat done fell off. He ain't even got it like that no more. So how he gonna pay this cop more than what Meech is paying him? But see, the cop, man, he nervous, y'all. He nervous because see that body that came up, that of that boy. I think his name was J-Mo or something like that. Whatever the dude name was, the one he delivered to Meech, and then B Mickey got trigger happy and shot the dude. Well, that situation is really stirring up and brewing in the police station. So his partner, Detective Lopez, is like on to him. He like, yo, what's up? He was like, yeah, that body, he had two earrings in his ear. He had two holes in his ears, and he was like, yeah, he had a bullet hole straight to the head. That's how he died. So, Detective Brian is acting real nonchalant now. He like, yeah, so tell me something we don't know. And he like, well, yeah, but he got two holes in his ear, but we only found one earring in his ear. He like, well, what that's supposed to mean? Well, boom, he ended up finding the earring in the detective car, and Lopez almost found him. Cat almost caught him finding it. He like, yo, what you doing, Brian? He like, oh, I'm looking for my house keys. So Lopez was on to him. And so he basically started following him. So he ran up on him and followed him, and saw him talking to Meech, where he was giving Meech back his money, basically quitting, like, I can't keep working for you, because his spot being blown up. He getting nervous now. So boom, going into Lamar. Y'all know we can't end this without talking about this fool. So what you see right there is Lamar having a little talk with one of his boys from 12th Street, and the dude is basically telling Lamar, you coming at us talking about find out where Meech and them live. You want to know where their kids live, their mama and daddy, trying to kill their family because they done snatched up your little girl. But you told us this was always business, never personal. Like, I ain't even trying to be part of that. So Lamar like, yeah, you right. Yeah, okay, well, you could just leave then. You could just step. You ain't got to be a part of this. And then he's like, well, matter of fact, all of y'all can, the whole crew, because he had the whole crew gathered around. So old boy started walking off like, shoot, all right, then I'm out. Man, that Lamar took off his belt, y'all, and wrapped it around old boy neck from behind and started choking him like he was getting ready to strangle him and kill him. One of his dudes was like, yo, man, stop. You know what I mean? Don't even do that. So the dude that worked for him that got shot in the ankle when they robbed Meech and them stash, he ended up getting caught by Meech, not Meech, but Terry and B Mickey, and they whooped him up trying to get him to talk. He wouldn't talk, so Meech come through threatening him like, yo, I know you more scared of Lamar than anything in the world. So either you gonna tell me where the stash at, or that little girl. He showed him the little girl sitting in the car like she gonna get killed. I'm gonna cut her head off and send it to him. He was like, and then Lamar gonna come at you like you ain't saved my daughter. So old boy ended up snitching. So y'all, that's my time. I'm not gonna keep telling you too much. I don't want to do too much spoiler alerts. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you comment. Let me know how you feel about the show, if you watched it or if you're thinking about watching it. It's on Stars. So thank y'all. Have a good night.